Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Rebel Moon premiere week. So exciting, right? Oh my goodness. It is Zachmas officially. It's been Zachmas, but the month of December, Mr. Zack Snyder's month is here. And the reason that we are here today is number one, to engage with Netflix. Why? Why would we be engaging with Netflix? Well, one, a certain segment of fans have been created grassroots effort to hashtag sell ZSJL to Netflix, hashtag sell Snyderverse to Netflix, and gotten a lot accomplished in less than a year. The movement was officially created as of January 3rd, 2023. Excuse me. Quench my thirst. And now we are on December 15th, the day that Rebel Moon has been opened up in 4 cities for theatrical release: New York, Los Angeles, California, Toronto, Canada, and London. So some people in those cities are lucky enough to see Rebel Moon. So you may be asking yourself, okay, what does Rebel Moon have to do? Which hashtag sells DSJL to Netflix, sells Snyderverse to Netflix? Well, a lot. Because Zack Snyder, one of our favorite filmmakers who created the DC universe that we love, is working exclusively with Netflix because Warner Brothers, WBD, treated him very toxic. It was a very toxic environment and treated him very bad, including while he was creating the Snyder Cut. So there was a lot of behind the scenes turmoil and gaslighting and just abuse that was happening. And now he's with Netflix, and it's a great relationship, apparently. So these hashtags were created by Skywalker the Jedi and the Cool Table. Their names are scrolling on the bottom of the ticker right there. Go and follow these people on Twitter X because they are the creators. Skywalker the Jedi and Leon of the New Geeks are the 2 creators of the hashtag movement. But they cultivated a community of fans, including the Good Austin and El Necron, who you can find on YouTube and also on Twitter X. They formed the Cool Table, the Syndicate Network, and it branches out farther than that to Sil Abdul. Shout out to Sil Abdul, who part of Sil Nation and part of the Mikeyverse. So the community just kind of grew and grew and grew because we have a community of fans who are passionate, who love Zack Snyder's work and really rock out with him. So this movement created hashtag sells DSJL to Netflix, hashtag sells Snyderverse to Netflix, in an effort to campaign Netflix to get the rights to continue Zack Snyder's universe. So the first step was getting DC projects on Netflix. And guess what? The reason we're here today is because we have another one. Suicide Squad 2016. Not from Zack Snyder, from David Ayer. However, very much in Zack Snyder's world. Zack Snyder is the executive producer, along with his wife, Debbie Snyder, on this movie. And spoiler alert, Ben Affleck's Batman is in this movie. Another Justice League member might be in this movie. If you haven't seen it, I'll try not to ruin it. I think most of us have seen it, right? But yeah, so I've done watch-alongs, piggybacking off of Skywalker the Jedi, who did the official hashtag sells DSJL to Netflix, hashtag sells Snyderverse to Netflix watch-alongs. The reason we're doing watch-alongs is because we want to show Netflix we appreciate them going out and getting the DC universe from Zack Snyder, which includes Man of Steel, Batman v Superman theatrical cut, Suicide Squad 2016, Wonder Woman 2017, Wonder Woman 1984, Shazam, Shazam, Fury of the Gods, Birds of Prey, and Black Adam. And there's even a DC Super Pets, and I think that's it. Yeah, those are the only ones that matter. But I saw as of today, DC Super Pets was number 10, top trending movie, and Suicide Squad that we're about to watch is number 8. It slipped. It was supposed to be, it was number 7 yesterday when I did my BBS watch along, and it slips because on Fridays over the weekends there's new releases from Netflix. So usually, you know, the new content gets one of the top spots, which pushes everything down. So we'll see what happens throughout the weekend. But yesterday, like I said, was BBS watch along day, and I got some surprise guests that stopped in straight after the premiere that Skywalker the Jedi was able to show up on Wednesday for Rebel Moon, the Los Angeles premiere. Skywalker the Jedi was there interviewing cast and crew members like Raphael Corkhill and DJ Desjardins, who is the VFX supervisor on Zack Snyder's movies, including Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Zack Snyder's Justice League. So if you haven't had a chance, go watch Skywalker the Jedi stream. It's an amazing moment for this movement to see Skywalker the Jedi there interviewing cast and crew, looking so professional, so fly, and getting answers from the cast and crew about Rebel Moon and what the hype is like. So anyways, we are engaging with Netflix. We are less than a week away from the official trending day / Rebel Moon release day on Netflix. So this weekend, if you live, like I said, if you lived in those cities, those 4 cities, only certain cities are able to show Rebel Moon theatrically. There are some actually that are going to be, I think, next week as well, a few days before the official release date. But you have to be in those certain cities. So follow Rebel Moon and see if you can get a chance to see it theatrically. But the big thing is to engage with it on Netflix. So we're practicing, right? We're practicing here today. We are on my channel. Like I said, I was piggybacking off of Skywalker the Jedi. We've done Man of Steel, Wonder Woman 2017, Batman v Superman was yesterday, and today is Suicide Squad. Yesterday, Skywalker the Jedi and Leon of the New Geeks showed up, dropped some fun little tidbits and behind the scenes nuggets of what it was like at the premiere from Skywalker the Jedi, and Leon was able to chime in and kind of reiterate some interesting tidbits about the movement and the exciting things that have been coming out of these press junkets, like Zack Snyder not being done. No matter which headline you may have read, no, Zack Snyder's not done with DC and would absolutely continue his universe on Netflix if given the chance. So we are going to continue that. I'm getting some of this stuff out of the way. I know for a lot of you like know all this, you know, you're like, I've seen you talk about this before. But I just want to kind of plug some important things like the release date of Rebel Moon. So we are going to be trending this 2 hashtags. Sells the SJL to Netflix, sells Snyderverse to Netflix. Why only 2? We've already gotten some bots come after us and some trolls. The reason for only using those 2 hashtags per tweet, okay, is because we know how Twitter X works. You only use 2. Because the algorithm will only count 2. If you use 5 different hashtags, 10 different hashtags, 20 different hashtags, guess what? Twitter knows you're just spamming, and they don't even count you towards trending. All right. But if you use 2, okay, that goes into something. It's better if you use 2 hashtags and like other text and, you know, maybe a picture or something. That's going to tell Twitter X that you're somebody that's real. Okay. So there's some people who've said, oh my God, the day of Rebel Moon's release date, why are you hashtagging about Justice League or DC stuff? Well, good question. It's a big picture kind of thing for people with small minds or who want to be short-sighted, okay? The reason we're hashtagging those 2 is because that's the big picture. That is the most well-known property that Zack Snyder has worked on and something that he loves, admittedly, and wants to continue. Okay, so that's what we're trying to get out, big picture. But you don't have to just put those 2 and that's it. You can also write in the text that I've been doing, Rebel Moon. And guess what? That helps with trending as well. Because yesterday on the after the premiere, hashtag sells ESGL wasn't trending. Hashtag sells Snyderverse wasn't trending. But what was? Rebel Moon was trending without a hashtag. Zack Snyder was trending without a hashtag. And Snyder was trending that I saw. Today, Zack Snyder was trending. Somebody posted #1. He was trending. And when I looked at it, I looked at it like I had a busy day with work. He was trending #10. And so all throughout the day, he was like within the top 10 trending. So why was he trending? Well, we got the official Rotten Tomatoes scores. Same old with Zack Snyder, right? So the reviews have come in, and once again, bashing Zack Snyder's material. I wonder why, right? The audience score is way certified fresh, essentially, but the official critic scores bashing the movie. Not our first rodeo. We knew this was going to happen. Why? Why would that happen? Well, because Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon was supposed to be a Star Wars project, right? And Lucasfilm said no. They didn't want to incorporate Zack's story into Star Wars. Well, now we know what fall from grace Disney Star Wars has gotten into after Disney acquired it, right? They're vulnerable right now. And so Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon, there's a lot of hype in the industry about it taking over Star Wars. Okay. So, we've heard about all this corporate espionage that's been happening, admittedly, from WBD. They've come out and admitted they have agendas. They've paid certain, not just WBD, but other studio corporations have paid reviewers $50 in order to make a film rotten or make a film positive. So shady stuff's been happening for years through Hollywood. It's tell as old as time, right? So with Zack Snyder, we're used to this. We are used to these rotten reviews with his DC, properties. We're used to the bashing. So I don't know how anybody else feels, but it doesn't surprise me. But you know what? We really just need to stop caring about Rotten Tomatoes. That's all it tells me. We need to go in, watch the movie ourselves, and judge with our own merits. So anyways, just want to get that out of the way. My last little plug before I catch up with the chat is something that's really important that this movement does is actually engage with Netflix, but also they do charity work for AFSP because they created these shirts to support the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I showed these yesterday. Today is the last day to officially get these designs on the website below, inktothepeople.com/sells-ESJL Netflix. So this is one of my favorites personally. It's got the entire Justice League on there. The Flash, Superman, Mara, actually, even Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Batman, Aquaman, Martian Manhunter, and Wayne T. Carr's Green Lantern with the Justice League logo and Darkseid ominously in the background. This beautiful artwork was done by Mikey Sutton's Dreamwalker artist, the world-renowned Noel Leon Flores. So this is an amazing shirt. I got the premium blend. It's really soft, super soft. And on the back has the official logo of sells ZSGL Netflix, sells Snyderverse to Netflix. The reason why it doesn't say the whole hashtag is because Zach's team approved it. But when you're creating a shirt for charity, you can't really have a corporation on it because of copyright issues. So Netflix is not on there, but Cell is on there. And that's the most important thing. That's what we're campaigning for. So this design was actually approved by Zack Snyder's team and the good Austin. I mentioned this last time. I'll mention it again. I know you probably are. You're like, I know. Good Austin found out if you lay this logo that was approved, this logo, that was approved, made by the Cool Table Syndicate Network. The Full Circle logo also if you put it on top of this, a hidden message is revealed that basically tells us that we are on the right path. Zack Snyder approves of this movement. He has said it multiple times. He wants to continue. He wants Netflix to continue specifically because he loves working with Netflix. So if Netflix got the rights to his DC characters to continue, yes, no question, let's go. He wants to do it. So that was one design that is only available until, I believe, like a few hours. So go to that website. Here is the Cyborg design. They don't have it in black. They only have it in white. So it actually looks a lot cleaner to me because Cyborg kind of stands out better on the white than the black, in my opinion. But Blood Axe himself, Ray Fisher in Rebel Moon, can be yours. And it's got the logo as well. It's one of my favorites. His design is so well because you can see so much detail in there that Noel Leon did. Amazing stuff. So that is one that's only available for a few more hours. All the proceeds, like I said, do not go to anyone other than the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And this one is a super special one. Wayne T. Carr as John Stewart Green Lantern, the first ever full design, as far as I'm aware, of Wayne T. Carr's Green Lantern suit that has not yet been seen. Zack Snyder filmed the cameo of Green Lantern in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and WBD did not let him put him in it. So we are continuing to campaign in order to see what is in store for the Green Lantern in Zack Snyder's Justice League. But anyways, yeah, go to inktothepeople.com/StelzDSJL to grab these shirts. They're only available. I just checked. They might not be available, honestly. I checked a few hours before and they were. So if you have any last minute Christmas shopping or you want a collector's item because this movement is making history, it is, you might want to go get one of those shirts. So anyways, let me get caught up with the chat. I think we only have a few people in here. We got DC Talk in here. What's going on, DC Talk? Thanks for showing up. We got Qatar in here. What's going on, Qatar? Thanks for showing up. Qatar has been doing watch-alongs himself as well. And he's been blowing it up. I was able, he's doing them in a different time zone than me, and it's like 3 or 4 a.m. So I'm not able to watch it live. But thank you for Qatar for being here. I really appreciate it. I talked to Skywalker the Jedi yesterday, and basically the intention is not to steal anything from his channel or whatnot. It's just to be able to engage with more people. Some people weren't available for his watch along. I actually was there for that, so this is actually going to be like a repeat. I've already kind of like give tidbits, but this is one of my favorite movies. So thanks for showing up. If y'all are like, oh, I've already seen this movie, and y'all just want to talk about Rebel Moon stuff, no spoilers, obviously. Feel free to drop questions about or tidbits about Rebel Moon. I haven't really been able to catch up with too much news for today. I had a busy day with work, so I'd love to hear any questions or feedback or interesting tidbits about Rebel Moon. So I'm going to go ahead and get started because I do have an early morning. I don't know how many people are watching along, but the way that we'll do this, we're queuing up our Netflix. I'll give a 5-second countdown and we will press play and then I'll watch it together. So go ahead and start getting your Netflix ready. I'm going to be doing my multitasking. The way I have to do it is I have to play Netflix on my TV, and then I learned Skywalker the Jedi has headphones for the audio. And I was like, how do you do that? The first few watch-alongs that I did, I was like, oh, okay, this is how you do it. So, yeah, let me get my headphones in. Oh, that's the wrong one. All right. Nope. Okay, let me get my headphones paired. Happy Friday to everybody. Thanks for being here. Oh, it's not pairing yet. I don't want the audio to interfere and mess the stream up. And, oh, disclaimer. This happened yesterday. For some reason, when my processor, I think I need a better processor for my computer, my laptop. It'll like start like wigging out and will like drop me out of StreamYard. So every time that's happened, I have had somebody else in the stream, so it's continued. I think that should, like, I don't know if if it drops out with nobody in the stream, if that will cause the stream to end. I don't think it will, but if that happens, just hang out, y'all, and then I will join y'all and catch up with you. All right, so I'm gonna go get started. Busy day tomorrow, so I'm gonna give the 5-second countdown. Let me make myself a little bigger. All right, so I'll queue up your Netflix, and I'm gonna give you a 5-second countdown. Okay, here we go. Let me go to all zeros. All right, again, 5-second countdown, and then we'll press play. Ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play. Katara saying it won't end the stream, luckily. All right, good. Good to know, Qatar. Thank you. I appreciate it. I was wondering. I was like, oh, if I drop out, what happens? Sky was in there yesterday. He was just like, I don't know where Josh is. Qatar, yeah. Thanks for joining, Qatar. You did one for Suicide Squad, right? You did a watch along? I'm pretty sure, because I saw your BVS one. I think, yeah, you did Suicide Squad yesterday, right? My man showing up again. What's up, Sin Havoc? See Will Smith getting it. How are y'all doing today on this Friday evening? Thank y'all for rocking out. Are y'all feeling Zactivated, knowing that Rebel Moon is showing in theaters? Oh, my friends call me Floyd. Toenails ratchet. Be right back. Let me get some water. Yeah, shout out to Qatar, DC Talks, and Havoc. Thank y'all for showing up. So Will Smith was so good in this, right? Like, and there she is. The fire in my loins. Such an iconic comic book character brought to, well, was a cartoon character. Harley Quinn, as y'all know, was created for Batman the Animated Series as a one-off character, grew into popularity so much that they put her in the comics, and now she's iconic movie character. This movie reinvented the character. Yeah. Hotness. Boy, played with me. I sleep where I want, when I want, with who I want. Love that line. Ooh. Here's her little. So as I understand it, all these little like segments with the purple bluish is supposed to be like within her her mind. Hey, how's it going, Jerry? Good to see you. Happy Friday to you. How was your day? Thank you for showing up. I know it was last minute. Can't wait to see you when you feel better. Introduce myself. I took Jerry and her husband Patrick to see this movie, and they loved it. I don't know if you remember that. I remember Uncle Patrick loving Jared Leto's Joker. Yeah, her mind is so messed up. Mm-hmm. Ah, BVS scenes. We watched that yesterday, Batman v Superman. So there's a reason. Yeah, happy Friday. Yeah, you remember? We watched it at the IMAX, right? Woo. Woo, woo. Ah, Amanda Waller, Viola Davis, perfection. And there's Hopper from Stranger Things, my favorite cameo. Excited to see you too. The worst of the worst. IMAX is the only way. You're the first person to tell me about the IMAX when U2 was showing a movie there. I don't know if you remember that. But the rest is history. Dark Knight was the first theatrical movie we saw there, 2008. And continued with all the DC movies. Oh, by the way, Jerry, I took you and Grandpa to see Aquaman in IMAX. Aquaman 2 is coming out. So I don't know if Papa wants to see that. I'll have to talk to him. Deadshot. So that scene, straight with the bullets raining, straight from a comic book cover. This is Amanda Waller, not that, not that thing, Gunny Poo. I know he ruined that. In my opinion, he did not know how to handle a badass like Amanda Waller. Yeah, you remember, U2, one of my favorite bands. I want to see them at the Sphere, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to by the time they get done. No money, no honey. I love that. I love how they have the eye, you know, the Deadshot thing, but then of course, you know, him being one of the biggest actors in the world, you know, you get to see Will Smith's face, but you still know that he's Deadshot. And they give us the comic book masks too. Yeah. So there's rumors U2 at the Sphere was extended until February. And there's rumors that my queen, Beyonce, was touring the Sphere, trying to see if that was a venue that would be able to handle her type of production. So I might be going to Vegas in 2024. Hey, there's a comic book mask. Will Smith as Floyd Lawton from the comics. Yeah, Qatar's a U2 fan. Yeah, the tickets aren't like crazy in my opinion. For some people, it might be crazy, but I love Vegas. I love the shows in Vegas. Everything. I have a good friend down there, so I told her, I was like, I might be coming to see you in 2024. I love how Gotham looks here with Will Smith and his daughter Zoe talking. It's got the snow. It kind of gives me, it kind of reminds me of Batman Returns a little bit. A little bit. Justin, that's a lie. Oh, I still love you. DC, they're all about family. Ah, here we go. My favorite part. The Bat. Right guy in Gotham City. Woo! Cape Horn. Ben Affleck. Yeah. Come on, Batman. Woo! So this was an extended part apparently in the air cut, which we are trying to campaign for with these hashtags. Hashtag release the air cut is part of Sell Snyderverse to Netflix. So yeah, guitar. David Ayer did an awesome job in Batfleck. He did. There's a consistency, right? Like this feels like the same Batman we saw on BVS, 100%. Two of the biggest Hollywood stars, Ben Affleck and Will Smith, in a scene together, like crazy, right? So crazy. Harley Quinn, super freak, super freak, super freak. Accomplice to the murder of Robin. We know the story behind that, right? All that tampering. There he is, Mr. J. Mr. J. Jared Leto. Jared Leto. More of her fever dream. I need a machine gun. Yeah. Same Batman and BBS. Yep. I wonder who's the Robin they killed. Yeah. According to Zack Snyder, you know, it was supposed to be Dick Grayson. It was supposed to be. There was a grave that shows Dick Grayson in the BBS scene, but that was never shown. So I know that's controversial to people, but it kind of makes sense if you're going with the Dark Knight Returns storyline, in my opinion. Really, really bad. Here we go. Comic accurate Harley Quinn from Batman the Animated Series. The King and Queen. Apparently that costume was horrible to wear for Margot Robbie, but hey, looks freaking awesome. So. The Tattooed Man, comic book cameo from Common. You notice how they have the dancers that Harley's dancing with in the cage has Batman masks. Interesting. He's so intense. I love how the dress got the diamond pattern, just like Harley. The fire in my loins. The itch in my crotch. Harley Quinn. Oh. I remember Uncle Patrick, my uncle, loved that part. The itch in my crotch. He was laughing. He was like, that's Joker. Puddin'. To this handsome hunka hunka. This scene is so great, right? Jared as the Joker is up there. I agree, Qatar. I know a lot of people don't, but this is so different than Heath Ledger that it's so unnerving. You don't want no beef. It's very much the gangster, the crown prince of crime, in my opinion. It's different. It's not what I expected at all. But I thought it worked. But we need to see more of it. Batman the Animated Series. And that beautiful Batmobile. According to Mama Bear, this is in Canada. In, I think she said Toronto. Batsy, Batsy, Batsy. Ruining date night. Jared. So Joker, obviously, he wasn't caring about Harley Quinn not being able to swim. He's like, I'm just trying to play with the bat. Because we all know Batman comes first, right? Harley, you're on the back burner usually, unfortunately. Sin have it. Innocent. Maybe. Oh, thanks, Qatar. Boom! Right in the face. That scene got a huge laugh in my theater. And we know in the air cut, this has got some dialogue attached to it. She's giving the kiss to Batfleck. And he says, Joker took something away from me, so I'm going to take something away from him. Captain Boomerang. Fetish for pink unicorns. Thanks, and Havoc. I appreciate it. So he's got a little partner in crime. And of course, he's going to take him out. Double his profit. Barry Allen. No honor among thieves. Ezra. That beautiful Zack Snyder's Justice League shirt. Suit. Diablo. Excuse me, y'all. I didn't have time to eat before, and I am starving, so I'm going to be chomping on my dinner. El Diablo. He's a powerful metal human. Straight from the New 52 run. Anybody read the New 52 Suicide Squad? Killer Croc. So good. Now, always when I see this scene, it reminds me, oh yeah, this movie is an Academy Award winner, Oscar-winning movie, Suicide Squad 2016. Amazing. Because that makeup and hair is great. Fantastic. Killer Croc's makeup design. Wow. He looks like a croc to me. A witch. So in my opinion, El Diablo and Enchantress are the two most powerful. This scene was supposed to be the entire opening in the air cut. It starts off like this instead of what we saw. June. Look at that. So creepy. The Enchantress, Dr. June Moon. 6,373 years old. Oh, yeah, it did say Incubus is her brother. Yes, Qatar. Zack Snyder directed the Captain Boomerang Flash scene. The reason why the Flash took down Captain Boomerang is a comic book Flash villain. So yeah, he filmed that on the set of Justice League for David Ayer. Wasn't Joker's daughter in? Yes. So there's a character called Joker's daughter, who's basically crazy. She's a little crazy herself, and she went in the comics. She went by Joker's daughter, Riddler's daughter, Two-Face's daughter. Her name is Duella Dent. Actually, she was in, I know not many people probably liked it or watched it, but the Batwoman TV show. I loved Joker's daughter in that. And she was also in, I think, Gotham Knights. And I've only watched the first 3 episodes of that. And I don't know if I'll continue, but shout out to Rick Flag, the official leader of the Suicide Squad, although Deadshot really is the most popular Suicide Squad leader. I appreciated the little romance with them. Sin Havoc says, I remember Harley Quinn's. Yeah. Half red, half black. I'll be honest. I didn't really like that design. And it didn't last for too long because this movie obviously reinvented it. And now it's super popular. But I didn't like her hair being red and black. I don't know why. New 52 Suicide Squad has a very, yeah, she's younger, right? She's not. Because New 52 was like a reboot. So she was a lot more, you know, everyone was kind of at a younger stage in their evolution. Yeah, that was what Arrow series did for Waller back then. Yeah, she was in that too, right? Ah, Arrow, what a fall from grace, man. That show was so good. And then it just like The Flash, in my opinion. Got a little caught up in too many things. This makes sense, right? After Batman v Superman? This totally makes sense. The government would want to create an army to withstand metahumans that they don't have control of, like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, who took down Doomsday. I wanted Slade Wilson. Yeah. He's not really, there was like a few runs where he's in it. I remember him being like looped into Suicide Squad. Did anybody play Arkham Origins? So that post-credit scene where Deathstroke was a villain for the first time in the Arkham series. Amanda Waller shows up. Deathstroke's doing push-ups. She slides him in dossier and says, "You basically you work for me now." And it's the Suicide Squad. And so that game, I guess, has evolved now into Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So apparently it's supposed to take place in the Arkhamverse, but not really getting the best word of mouth from what I understand. Thank God woke happened. Yep. Yeah, I loved it. I don't care. I loved Arkham Origins. I did. I loved the story. I loved the reveal. I love the swerve of the story. Enchantress, man, her design. Please don't touch me. Who's better, Deadshot or Deathstroke? I mean, Deathstroke. There's a reason his moniker is the Terminator. That's my opinion. But I love that Deadshot and Deathstroke were both in Arkham Origins as villains. That cutscene of Deadshot trying to take out Batman and Deathstroke while they're fighting. Huge sandbox for Xbox 360. Yeah. Actually, I know Skywalker Jedi is an Xbox guy. I'm a Sony guy. I'm a PlayStation guy. So I think there was and with the Arkham series in particular, there was all, when it was released, exclusive just for PlayStation. I remember they re-released Game of the Year edition for Arkham Asylum, and you could play as Joker, and it was 3D. So of course I got it on PS3. And then for Arkham City, Robin was a playable character, exclusive, timed exclusive. And then for Arkham Knight, there was all these like skins, of course. Deathstroke way better than Deadshot, especially since Deathstroke is former. Yeah. He was reinvented as that. He didn't start off as a League of Shadows, but now he is. Makes sense. Are you the devil? Maybe. Yeah. Deathstroke is enhanced. Deadshot is plain board as he was originally. Yeah. Like Deathstroke is basically a super soldier, right? I love this shot. Killer Croc with the eyes coming out of the shadows like a croc. Look at that. Ooh, the scales. And Rick Flag's like, no, I ain't scared. I asked to be down here. He wants to be in isolation. Hola, amigo. Jay Hernandez. I first heard about Jay Hernandez from the Crazy Stupid Love with Mary Jane, Kristen Dunst. He does not look like that at all in this movie. Wait, did Netflix show the extended? I don't think they have it. So I love the extended cut. It has a lot more of the Suicide Squad, Joker, and Harley predominantly. I was talking about that on Skywalker's Watchalong with Mama Bear, who hasn't seen it. Highly recommend it. So that's why we're campaigning, because not all the DC movies are on Netflix. We're missing the extended cut. We're missing Aquaman. We're missing Blue Beetle, the Flash movie. So we still got some work to do. But it's just a matter of time, I feel. It's just a matter of time. Lose the restraints. Love that. Cheerleading tryouts. You can see the people in the back like getting their guns ready just in case. Ooh, shit. What's for dinner? What's for dinner? There it is. And I want you to clear my browser history. Timestamp. 26 minutes and 20 seconds. 26, 21, 26, 22, 26, 23, 26, 24, 26, 25. When I brought you that cookie. Y'all jokers must be crazy. This music went really well with this scene. That's the thing that sucks is like, I know David Ayer, you know, like I talked about, I did love this movie when it came out, but unfortunately this was not what David Ayer intended his movie to be. So that's why we're campaigning for the Ayer cut, because we want, just like Zack Snyder, we want David Ayer to be vindicated. Dang. God. Yes. Goodbyes visits. Darnell can't come. Go to college. Ivy League. White people that day. Yep. Gunny Poo did a Deadshot clone with Bloodsport. Even the daughter thing. Yeah. Look nothing like comic book Bloodsport at all, right? Talking to your boss. I love how he gives her a little kiss. And she kind of like smiles, a little smirk. She's like, he's going to be interesting. Yeah, I did not like that movie at all. When the beginning happened, when the infamous beach scene, I was like, I was pissed. I was like, I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. I wanted a refund. And that was the last chance I gave Jimmy. Last straw. Literally ruined one of my favorite franchises and made it obsolete when Marvel got their Thunderbolts movie coming out. That is a ripoff of the Suicide Squad. Coincidence? I think not. Joker. So he's got the drawn on smile. He hasn't had his Harley Quinn troubled partner in crime. Swamp in Louisiana. Johnny Frost from the comics, Joker's right-hand man. We're going to go for a drive. I love the music in the background. Circle of knives. And he's just, He's so excited about the capers that he's about to. Yeah, no coincidences, right, Qatar? I told people that Gunn was responsible for sabotage. People didn't listen. He was 100%. People are just beginning to learn about this. Yeah, I told my friend. So I talked about this. I had a friend. He didn't go to Full Circle with me, but he just came to LA to hang out. And I was telling him, and he was talking with people in line with us. He's like, "Oh my God, this dude is running DC now. Why?" And I asked him. I was like, "You tell me. What do you think's going on?" He's like, "I think it's being sabotaged." And I was like, "Yeah, it is." Purposefully. But we ain't gonna let it happen. We ain't gonna let it happen, right? You might want to keep your mouth shut. Mr. J. Blah, 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 blah. All of that chat's gonna get you hurt. Little growl that he has. Kiss the ring. The crown. Prince of crime. You're gonna be my friend. I love it. I love that scene. A comic fan friend of mine said I should stay quiet, especially on Facebook, because I might get sued. About what? Really? Well, I don't know what you're saying, but tell how it is as far as DC sabotage, in my opinion. A little premonition. So I guess this is like Enchantress, like haunting. It's haunting Rick Flag, right? Showing him a nightmare. Common theme that we just saw on BBS. Leto's Joker was supposed to be a big part. Yeah, Austin Havoc. He was supposed to be in the end, right? In the end battle. And way more with Harley Quinn, showing the abusive relationship between Joker and Harley. Like that scene earlier when they show there's a couch behind Joker in the room with the blades all around. There's supposed to be a woman, a corpse of a woman wearing Harley Quinn's outfit, because he tried to replace Harley Quinn, but it was not the same as Harley Quinzel. So he killed her. So little things like that. Like David Ayer was being actually super comic accurate. Incubus. Knew nothing about him. Anybody on Sky's Watchalong? I didn't actually realize he was from the comics. Anybody know if this is pretty accurate? I don't think he's Enchantress's brother. I don't think. think that's just for the movie. But is he like a god, like Enchantress? Guns ransom notes are real. That's just facts. I know. Enchantress was done more realistically somehow. Yeah, I agree. Believable, right? I talked about this on Sky's Watchalong. In the comics, she's just like in the original design of her Enchantress, she's like a witch with a green robe and a witch's hat. Stereotypical. But this movie, just like with Harley Quinn, reinvented the character, and they ended up putting this version in Injustice 2. Anybody play as Enchantress in Injustice 2? She was a crazy character to play. It shocked me. They put Enchantress in that game. Promise me. Joker was supposed to steal a virus and technology that all of a sudden made him number. Really? Sin Havoc coming in hot. Okay. Wow. Interesting. A virus. Okay. Because I know in BVS, I think they're supposed to be. Zach put in like on a head newspaper, like super germ, basically. Like mysterious super germ. So I don't know if that's connected to Joker or not. I love this scene. So scary. Now they just like assimilate into each other. Oh, those people are dead. They're sacrificed. I love this shot. How he takes apart the freaking train. Shut up. Sin Havoc says Joker was supposed to be in BBS. Are you kidding me? I felt like... Was he the one writing the notes? The red notes connected with Lex Luthor? Because I always had that theory that it was Joker that was helping Lex write those notes to Batman and break him down psychologically, along with Riddler. Riddler too, because we see the Riddler question mark at the climax of the BBS fight, right? Qatar. Joker and Lex are supposed to team up. Just like freaking the animated series. That's how Lex knew who Batman really was. Yeah. Yes, and Havoc says yes. Yes. WB suck. Hey, at least Zach gave us Batman Joker. We are back. Throw away my dinner. Hey, hotness. You one of them deaf hoes. One of my favorite Deadshot lines. It's sell or nothing, baby. That's why we're trying to get the character's rights into the hands of a corporation who will not handcuff Zack Snyder and give us comic accurate. Sell is the way. Yes, sir. I love that. Carly's like, you're so screwed. So Van Chris Laboratories, Van Chris, is that from the comics? I'd never heard that, Dr. Van Chris. I love this the little gift basket. Pop! Right in his face. Mr. J. I love the goons. One has Batman hoodie. Mr. Panda. I actually have a Comic-Con exclusive of Joker with the panda Goon. Joker threatening with an iPad. It's got its Dr. Van Chris's wife. The knife to her neck. Super Joker. This looks neat. So using the technology from the Suicide Squad neck implants. I love that scene, how the tendrils come to the camera and he like swipes them all. So this scene, the way it's edited, I was confused. I was like, wait, what? But it makes sense later on when they reveal what really happened. Get it done. Get it done. So he, like, even though that's his girlfriend, he's like still on a mission. She bolted. Shit. So she's killing Enchantress. And then Incubus gives part of his power. And I love how it kind of like, she kind of takes on his type of design, more or less. Pretty cool. Where's your heart? I would take it. And then you will share your power. All right. Thanks, Qatar. Happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas. Christmas party awaits my lunchtime. All right. Enjoy your party. Van Chris Lab is a division of Wayne Enterprises. Yeah, I saw that little. So was it created just for this movie, Sin Havoc? Or was it shown in like comics or anything? Sells Snyderverse to Netflix. Sells DSJL to Netflix. Oh, surprise stream later. All right. Go subscribe to Qatar. Thanks for coming, Qatar. Have a good party. Shout out to you for continuing to do watch-alongs on your channel. I love how they're all freaking out. They're like, I thought we had a Midway City. This is the city that Hawkman and Hawkwoman patrol in the comics. The worst day of my life. So Scott Eastwood, we talked about this. Supposed to be someone from the comics. I don't know who that might be, but Seven Nation Army. Hi, boys. Such a great scene. The voices. I love how they the Flash must have put him in that little duffel bag, right? Boom! Jai Courtney, man. He got big for this role. Red streak. I was not. And remember, he hasn't ever used the name The Flash in this universe yet. Red streak. Ah! Slipknot. Going after the women. She had a mouth. Shout out to Adam Beach, who plays Slipknot. He's really campaigned for release the haircut. You die. You die. You die. Do we black vaccine? So Sin Havoc, you seem to know a lot about the original plans for BVS? Do you know a lot about, if you're still here, do you know anything about the original haircut? No spoilers, but I just, yes or no, if you know about what happens in the haircut. Yeah, Scott Eastwood was actually rumored for night. I remember that. I had that theory as well. I think banned Chris Labs was just for the movie. Yeah, yeah. Because so in New 52, Dick Grayson goes undercover. Oh, I love the scene. The original outfit, Harley Quinn. Mm-hmm. Back again. Sadie's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? So yeah, Dick Grayson went undercover with Spiral, right? So that's why I thought Scott Eastwood could be not who I would cast as Dick Grayson, but might be interesting. Be a cool reveal. Put in. Actually have that necklace. That's just me. I'm just obscene. There's Pinky. Look at him. He's excited to get his little. There's the Deadshot mask. Harley. Harley. Had the whole room stopped. Sin Havoc says, yes, I know some things about haircut. No spoilers. Thank you, sir. Audience score is 88. Yeah, DC Talk, 88%. They love everyone. I know. I'm not worried about the critics at all. We know how they do Zack Snyder. Not our first rodeo. About to die. Because that will be real classy. Ain't that right, I say? I've been seeing Sin Havoc. Your passion. You got to see Rebel Moon at CCXP. Question, Sin Havoc. Was that your first CCXP? Have you been before? Because I love Comic-Con. I go to San Diego, but I've never been to Brazil. So was it in Sao Paulo? Was it in Sao Paulo, Brazil? Or a different city? I want to go eventually. HBT. Harley. Yep. Voice of God. Suicide Squad. Their costumes are great too. I loved them. So practical and fits with BVS design, in my opinion. Katana. I was busy. Shoot, I would love a Katana, a little spin-off show or series. Why the hell would you not bring her back for the Suicide Squad? We don't talk about that movie. Where was the mercy for my husband? But you watched. Criminals deserve no mercy. Ooh. I loved her. I loved her look. Souls. Anybody? Harley Quinn. Nice to meet you. Sense of death. Anybody fans of The Boys on Amazon? Karen is badass as the woman character. Love her. Joker doing his thing. I'm coming for you. Sin Havoc says, that was my first time seeing CCXP like that. VIP. Oh, wow. That must have been pretty expensive, huh? Josh, my uncles took my phone away. Why? Why did they take your phone away? Oh, maybe because thought about people stealing it? Terror tag. Usual shit. Take credit cards. You cut and run. Here we go. Ooh. Who was shooting them? Ooh. It's a great action scene. I think all that was practical. They were all strapped in the helicopter and they rolled it to get that scene, I'm pretty sure. What a ride. So Harley. I love how they're the assets and they're undamaged. Yeah. Poor Midway City. Hawkman, you're going to be in for a rude awakening when you return. It ain't real, mate. We're free, bruh. Boomerang. Straight from the comics, manipulating Slipknot into his own demise. Straight from John Aslander's Suicide Squad. I had pictures taken from me. Ah, professional style. Awesome. Did you share those? Have you shared those pictures, Sin Havoc, on your Twitter X? I need to check those out if you have. I might have missed them. I love how Katana gets right after Boomerang. That's what they do. Here we go. Ooh. What a pain in the neck. Lost their head. You tripping, homie. No worries. That's awesome that you got to go to CCXP. One day, I'll check it out. Let me know. All right, not on Twitter at all. Well, hey, you have it documented, so that's all that matters. Hey, we got a special guest. I was wondering when my StreamYard started to get a little laggy. We got a Batman in the house. Oh, actually, let's try this. There it is. What's up? How are you?
Well, my place is a lot cleaner right now. You know what I mean?
Good to hear. Mission accomplished, huh?
Yep. What's the timestamp right now?
We are coming up on 52 minutes and 45 seconds. Coming up on 47, 48, 52:50. We're seeing the Jeep that's been like destroyed. Rick Flag is in the middle of the Jeep looking with Deadshot. Diablo.
Okay, I'll probably get another one as we get closer. Ask for another one.
No worries. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, no problem. Let's see. We're in the 40s right now. Okay, so it's 52.
We're at 53:25 now. 53:30.
Oh, perfect.
It says continue north. We'll look for 3. All right, copy that. How are you, Bat Dan, on this Friday evening?
Good. You know, I feel accomplished. My place is a lot better now, and now I can enjoy a movie. Yes, it is, Zack Snyder.
That's your theory, right?
Yep.
Well, Sin Havoc was just telling me how he was at CCXP. So, oh, Musical Dan, that's a new one.
That's only when I troll socks.
Because musical Socks loves musicals. I haven't finished it yet, but I was rewatching earlier some of y'all's Shazam review, so I need to finish it.
Yeah,
I love
that was a fun one. And then we actually end on the Zack Snyder talk too.
Yeah, so I haven't got to that part yet.
It's funny because I didn't plan on doing that at all that stream, but then when like Zack Snyder had that news, I'm like, okay, I can't do a DC stream and not cover that. Hold on, let's get a little
Boomerangs popping a
drink.
Yeah. Harley just took her gun out.
Yep, perfect. I think we're pretty synced up now.
Sweet. Yeah. There's been a lot of news recently, last few days. So I was more or less, Sky had the official one, but I was like, we have already watched this, but we want to talk about anything that's happened recently. I was figuring this is a cool little opportunity.
Time to do it, yeah. Well, I mean, Zack Snyder has said he's interested twice now. I mean, in recent year, I mean, not counting Full Circle, but in the past week, he said it twice now.
He said it multiple times. Like I was following a few Twitter accounts. So you know about Lightcast, right? All that controversy.
Yep. I'm well aware.
So, but Lightcast asked him, or it's on video where he said he would continue. Tyrone Magnus asked him after the Snyder Cut was released, where it's on video saying he wants to continue. Like, so there's a lot of people reposting old stuff like, this man has been saying he wants to continue. And he continues to. So like these narratives are just like so funny that I think they knew that all this was coming. And so Hollywood was trying to go against us and make it to where we didn't ask him. But of course we were. Sky was going to get there.
Yeah, exactly.
So how do you feel Sin Havoc saying, he mentioned Netflix particularly in that one interview. So that's pretty big.
Yeah. Means that Netflix is likely the ones to get the deal. I mean, I still think negotiations are happening, if you ask me.
I remember, I think Mikey Sutton saying on a night shift or somewhere or something that once he says Netflix in an interview, that means it's pretty much a done deal.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up, but I don't know if I was dreaming it, but I kind of remember Mikey saying something. Maybe it was on Sills. I don't know. I can't remember. I got to go back and find it, but
yeah, I did that on night shift once to confirm what Mikey said about Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot. And basically both said they would do it as long as Zach's directing.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure the same would be for Ben, right?
Yeah. And Ben's already said it on Full Circle publicly. Because, I know that the goal is not necessarily to get all the actors back, but I'm not going to lie and say that it would be hard for me to swallow if the Trinity wasn't back at least.
Yeah, that would be the most needed, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you were, I know you were at, you had commitments yesterday, but did you see that Skywalker and Leon dropped into my BBS watch along yesterday?
Yeah, I did stop by real quickly and I did see that. But like all I saw was that they were there. I didn't really see anything other than.
So they dropped some nuggets about, or Sky did, about what was going on at the premiere that we didn't see on camera. So I encourage you to go back and watch that. But one thing Sky said was that, Josh, you have no idea. Everything that Mikey said was going to happen in the order that was going to happen is happening. Every single thing. So that's where I think my mind is like, I don't know if I'm making it up, honestly, but I kind of vaguely remember him saying, once Zach says Netflix in an interview, that basically means it's pretty much a done deal. So Integrity is saying ZSJL2 is inevitable. So yesterday, Sin Havoc was saying we were speculating dates that Zach could announce the SJL coming to Netflix. So April is part 2. So Leon and me were speculating 2/14 could be a possible announcement.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe 3/18, which was the release of the Snyder Cut. But Sin Havoc, I wanted to ask you, you put the date 3/21/2024 up there. I noticed that in the chat. Do you know something that's supposed to happen on 3/21/2024? Sin Havoc knows a lot.
Yeah, I know. Why do you think I insist this guy's Zack Snyder?
That's your theory?
Yeah, I'm sticking with it. And Zach, you don't need to talk about yourself in the third person.
He says, it tells me that what I've been saying for 2 years, that once Netflix and Zack Snyder are re-signed, it's only a matter of time. Yep. It's inevitable. I truly feel like it's inevitable now. And you know what? Whatever happens or doesn't happen, I just love seeing Zack Snyder get back in the spotlight and the praise that he deserves, regardless of Rotten Tomatoes. Did you see the Rotten Tomatoes stuff come out?
Oh no, I didn't. I've been busy all day. What happened?
Of course, the
reviews, Rebel Moon.
The Rebel Moon reviews are what you probably would expect, but the audience score does not reflect what the critics.
Mikey Sutton even said that that's one advantage for Zack Snyder being on streaming, is that stuff like, because it's on streaming, it's much more accessible to everyone. So that's why stuff like reviews aren't as big of a deal for a Netflix project as it is for a theatrical project. But
there's not much investment, right? They're already on their couch. They have Netflix. They're just going to press play, right?
Yeah. It's also why Mikey Sutton said Ezra could work with Zack under Netflix.
And we love our boy Ezra, right?
Yep.
Have you noticed, we haven't really talked about it much on this space, but all the I've been seeing last few weeks the Flash and Ezra Miller trending because he's being vindicated a lot of stuff's coming out about how Rolling Stone really abused their publications and put out narratives that were anti-Ezra Miller.
Oh wow, I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh good. It's tough because like
they're being
the accuser what?
They're being exposed. The accusers.
Good. Thank God. It's time for media accountability, because I've always said this. Today it's Ezra Miller, tomorrow it's you or me.
Mm-hmm.
If this stop it. And like it's like the same thing. And again, I don't know what's going to end up happening with Jonathan Majors, but what I do want to happen is the actual due process to happen, not the court of public opinion to be resolved. Because I've heard things for him, I've heard things against him, but I just want whatever to happen, the right thing to happen without free of the uninformed court of public opinion. So
yeah,
that's.
I think Sil Abdul posted that it was supposed to be a verdict possibly today, but it's going to conclude and they're going to reconvene Monday. So we'll know more next week on that.
Yep. We'll see. I do.
Oh, Zach is working with WB, Mike, and Pam for a new version of Sucker Punch.
Interesting. Well, this is what people need to remember. Warner Brothers Pictures are our ally now. They're no longer like it's DC Studios. Yeah, we don't like them, but we have no reason to be against Warner Brothers Pictures at this point. And this is why people. That's why some of these Snyder onlys need to realize when boycotting certain movies. Like the movies to boycott were the stuff that James Gunn and Peter Safran were involved in, not the stuff that had nothing to do with them, because all that does is help the reboot.
Yep. There's new.
And I don't mean Gunny Poo inserting like one scene at the end. I mean like real involvement in the movie.
It's slowly but surely seeming like interesting that Gunny Poo is, as you call him. I love that. I stole it from you. I don't know if you saw, I saw a screenshot on Threads. I don't use Threads, but Gunn was asked why Merry Little Batman is on Amazon Prime. And I told Sky and Leon this yesterday. He basically replied and said, well, that's Elseworlds projects, and those will continue to show up on third parties. That's his quote.
Yes,
so that's encouraging to me.
And this is what Gunny Poo needs to realize, though, is that this actually, in my opinion, really could help his DC universe, because comparison's going to happen already. Like, I mean, if we're about competing universes, I mean, well, the Snyderverse already exists. Whether it gets its proper conclusion or not, that universe still exists. People are still asking for it. It's already competing. But at least if people get their universe completed, people will give his stuff more of a chance. Like, could you imagine, like, let's just say hypothetically, Gunn heard this idea about Sky's idea to sell Snyderverse to Netflix. And I would hate this because this would steal credit from Sky, but if he were to, like, try to play this like, oh, this was my plan all along. We were always going to finish out the Snyderverse before doing the reboot, but we decided to license it out to Netflix so that we could focus more on our universe. He could have really, if he was smart, he would have used the sell campaign to salvage his reputation. Would have been dishonest. We wouldn't have believed him, but enough people would have. And we can't completely hate on him because we wouldn't know for sure. We can't prove it. So he really could have used that to his advantage, but now he went after the sell hashtag, so he can't do that anymore. But it's all for the best, because Sky can get the credit that he deserves, because Zach knows it. And hopefully David Ayer gets on board with this too.
I think he is. Like Gunn said, he doesn't have a single friend on Twitter, so that tells me a lot about David Ayer's on Twitter. Zack Snyder's on Twitter, so if you're saying that. Oh, I love this scene. This is my favorite scene. Question.
Like, how do you say you hate Jared Leto in this scene here?
You don't see him?
No, how can people say they hate Jared Leto in this scene here?
I know. This is like iconic in my opinion. Would you live for me?
I mean, I think he even butchered Jared Leto Joker is way better than Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. I love the tattoo on the hand.
Damaged. And you know what's funny? Zack Snyder said that his version's non-canon to the DCEU, but he didn't. But he was even trying to talk about like continuity with Suicide Squad, which I found very interesting. Because he was like saying, well, do the tattoos just come off for the night every so often? I don't know. Something like that. But
he was leaving, yeah. I think he even like said like Joker's makeup in the nightmare scene was actually like paint plaster, even. Like it wasn't even like his real skin. So maybe he was like recovering up his tattoos or something. So the tattoos could be like not permanent, or they could be covered up. There's a lot of wiggle room, I think.
Oh God, I just love that. Like he actually was gonna let her die, and
yep. And he's like, no, I'm too toxic. I need this partner in crime. You can see his back tattoo. So cool. And I love how the crust melting.
Yeah, and that's how she has her hair dyed. I would be very irritated if Margot Robbie tried to stop the haircut, because I know there's like some people saying that Margot doesn't really want the haircut, but considering what David Ayer's done for her, I think she kind of owes it to him to not try to block it.
Yeah. I think she'll get on board when everyone gets on board except her. And I think everyone is on board except her. So,
and like, here's the thing. I can respect that she never wants to work with Jared Leto again. Fine. But this is an already filmed project. So
Gunn's been working with WB, DC, and Marvel Studios since 2011. The MCU book confirmed this. Ooh, interesting, Sin Havoc. I need to read that book. Jeff Johns was Gunn's partner.
Wow, what a shocker.
Gunn gave Kevin Tsujihara his Superman Legacy script in 2015. The moment he told Tsujihara his Superman movie didn't involve Cavill, Tsujihara was overjoyed. Wow. I need to get that book for Christmas.
But didn't Gunn say he didn't have an idea for Superman at the time?
Another lie? Another lie, Batman?
Yeah, another lie.
We know how those types, and that's the thing, like Gunny's behavior on Twitter X was just like Joss Whedon's that I saw after Justice League 2017 came out.
Oh wow.
Very similar behavior. Because I was like shocked. I was like, I bought into all the propaganda. I was like, oh yeah,
same here.
Oh yeah, Joss Whedon's gonna come and like help Zack Snyder, and they're collaborating. You know, I bought it. I even shared stuff on Twitter X, which is probably still up. I don't delete tweets like some CEOs do, but it had like Zack on one side, Joss Whedon on the other side, and the middle was Justice League, and it was like United. It was like Us United or something.
Oh damn, that scene, just Amanda Waller.
One of their best scenes. Nothing like that exists in James Gunn's version at all. Nothing iconic like that.
No. But see, yeah, and Zack Snyder, that really annoys me though. It's like Margot owes everything to David. Like she owes everything to David Ayer. Because she wouldn't have gotten her Barbie role. Let's be honest here. She got her Barbie role because she was popular enough as Harley Quinn.
Agreed. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know how you feel. I did not. I'm a man, but I did not like Barbie.
Oh, I was kind of more generous with it. In my review, I was pretty generous with it because there were some aspects of it I liked that I thought were pretty clever, but it wasn't a great movie. It really wasn't. I mean, I gave it a 7, and that's kind of debatable whether that's a good score or not. That's like a C-. I don't know. I don't consider C- that.
The casting was great, but
see, because it had good casting.
Yes, I agree with that.
And I think there were some things that, but like, I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't say everything I wanted to in my Barbie review because I didn't want to get canceled. I'm not going to lie. There were definitely...
Yeah. People were coming. No, I agree. I know what you're talking about, Bat Dan, because I shared when I went to Comic-Con this year, Barbie was a big deal because it literally came out on Comic-Con weekend, same with Oppenheimer. So people were literally traveling to Comic-Con and they were like arranging screenings. They were like, hey, does anyone want to come tonight? So after I finally saw it the Tuesday after Comic-Con, I kind of just gave my honest opinion. I was like, I wanted to enjoy Barbie more than I did. And just saying something simply like, I didn't trash it, I just said I wanted to enjoy it a little bit more. I got ridiculed by women in that group.
Oh, wow.
That was my favorite. I was like, I didn't understand it. It's not for me. Blah. And I was like, I was.
A movie should be for everyone. I mean, if I said a movie wasn't for a girl, I would never use that excuse. Yeah, I know that.
And I talked to like I saw it with my mom, my aunt, my family members, and they all loved it. And so I appreciated that they loved it. I was like, well, that's great. Because the thing I hate about movies when nobody likes them is it's like a waste. But even if I don't like a movie, if other people do, then I'm like, okay, cool. Not everything's for everyone. I tried to give it another rewatch here at home and I just couldn't. I was like, no. I watched it all the way through and I was like, yeah, this doesn't work it doesn't work for me. There's things I appreciated it. I love the Ken character. I loved her as Barbie, but it's not even like the messaging and all that. I agree with all that. It's just, I didn't feel like it was a fulfilling journey for me, but
yeah, it's just, well, I'll put it like this. Not every, it's like, gee, thanks, integrity.
Cancel Bat Dan, the misogynist.
I mean, my issue, it's like, okay, and I'm kind of more okay with saying this now that enough time has passed, but like, whenever you do a movie, not every man in the movie needs to be a pervert or a bad guy, because not every man is like that. I know there are bad men out there. I'm not going to deny that, but I know men like that were in the Barbie, but that's not every man. And I didn't like.
Yeah.
Oh God, this scene right here shows how much Will cares about Harley.
Yep.
Because he could have had everything.
The man who never misses. But ding.
Oh, cheers. Have you ever seen I Am Legend?
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the alternate ending?
I have. I haven't seen it in a long time. But I know
Same here with me. The alternate ending was so much better because I remember I was like, why didn't they end the? It's okay, Integrity. I know you didn't mean it.
I think Will Smith just recently, he's been getting back in the spotlight, and he confirmed that Michael B. Jordan he has the script, and he's like, yeah, we're going with the deleted scene version where I live. So it's 100% confirmed now from Will Smith that.
Oh, this scene right here is so different in the air cut.
The shit I do for you. All that's dubbed. Grape soda on ice. That's not what he was saying. And he doesn't say that. This bird is baked. He doesn't say that. It's and he pushes her in the air cut instead of accidentally. You could tell the hair right there in that scene, it was different. It was a reshoot. Sin Havoc was saying earlier, apparently the original plan was to have Joker team up with Lex Luthor in Batman v Superman.
Oh, really?
And the Riddler was supposed to be in Batman v Superman as well as a cameo, I think.
I mean, I'm kind of fine with it that Joker wasn't in it because I think it would have been a little too overstuffed with everything that was going on. I mean, Zack Snyder made it work. I mean, he made that. But I think I was kind of fine with what we got.
Yeah. My theory was like, that wasn't Lex Luthor writing the red notes. It was Joker, in my opinion. I've always thought that. I was like, that has to be something Joker-esque.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't know if Joker knows Batman's identity because you can't really count the Nightmare timeline because that's an altered timeline in an apocalypse where secret identities are meaningless. So we don't know if like that's what I'm saying. We don't necessarily know that Harley Quinn is dead because that was suddenly in an altered timeline. Mm-hmm. That could have happened during the nightmares. So
he did say at Full Circle. I actually was talking to Castillo's Way yesterday during the BBS. At one point, Castillo's Way was trying to tell me like, oh no, Wayne Manor didn't burn down. It was just Bruce Wayne moved out of it when he was 18 and let it decompose. And so he sent me an interview from Zack Snyder back in 2018. Well, in 2021, when he revealed Jared Leto as Joker with the crown of thorns on his head from the nightmare scene.
Oh, yeah.
So Zack Snyder confirmed actually the Joker killed Robin in Wayne Manor and burned it down. And then at Full Circle, he talked about it again when Leon asked. He was like, yeah. He didn't give too much, but he basically just said, has to do Wayne Manor burning down, has to do with Robin's death and Joker burning down Wayne Manor.
Oh, so Joker definitely does know Batman is Bruce Wayne.
I mean, I don't know.
See, and it's so fun. I kind of like the idea when the villains know the hero's identity because, like, and there's like a reason for them not to tell them. Like, I'll put it like this: Smallville ruining Lex Luthor's character in the finale, so he does. Wait, have you seen Smallville? I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I hated the way they ruined Lex's character in the finale of Smallville with that mind wipe. I'm like,
Tess Mercer.
Yeah, fuck Tess Mercer.
Lena Luthor. I liked her character. I'm not gonna lie.
Cool. I did like her character, but she ruined Lex in the finale, so fuck her.
with that touch, that memory touch. That was kind of interesting plot device, right?
Yeah. It's like the problem is like it ruined Lex's development.
I was always wondering. I was like, so does he forget everything? Like,
yeah,
he literally forgot.
Yeah, because he can't know Clark Kent is Superman, though we've ruined every other thing from mythology.
I love this. How they're all just kind of like, they have a soft spot for her already. They're like, I guess. Come on, girl. Get back on the team. When Sky did his watch along back then, I was so impressed with just how this movie moves. It is Studio Squad, you know, so it is, you know, butchered from what David Ayer wanted. But I cannot deny, I did, when I saw it, I didn't know anything about the controversy. David Ayer did tell everyone, this is my movie. There's no director's cut right before it came out.
I mean, he had to, though.
He had to, yep.
And, like, I feel like some people are very hard on David Ayer. And, like, I'm not saying David Ayer's done everything right. Like, I don't agree with him going after Osa Fresh. That was wrong.
Yeah.
And I have a bit of a controversial opinion with the trending events. About what David Ayer, with the whole David Ayer moving the trending events.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to get some hate for this, but I have to be honest. And I don't necessarily think David Ayer should have asked this, but I think if part of the problem, not everyone agreed to do it. If everyone had listened to David Ayer when he asked to move the trending event, I think it would have been fine. The problem is not everyone listened to him. And at the time, I didn't have any, because I didn't see Gunn's tweets. He didn't do anything at the time. So I was a lot more sympathetic toward David Ayer's point at the time. Now, should they have? In hindsight, no. And I don't think he should have asked that. But it wouldn't have hurt if people were like, I don't agree with David Ayer, but we got to do what he asks. And if the fandom unanimously did that, I think it would have been a very strong trending event. So,
yeah.
And I know I'm going to get some hate.
We still got like 400, and when David Ayer responded, we got 403K tweets within like 12 hours, I think, on that Release the Air Cut trending day. So he ended up, supporting anyways, because we were going to do it anyways. But I remember that weekend, I was like, okay, good. You had responded at least. And I honestly, I know how people feel about him and are hard on him too. I think he's playing the game. I do.
Yeah, I think that too. I think that I think he definitely is. And I think he knows more than Gunny Poo does. I'll put it like that. I still think he's playing Gunn as opposed to Gunn playing Ayer.
Same. I agreed that, Dan. I think the whole bravest man in Hollywood was actually a little bit of like subtle shade. Like he's complimenting him, but it's also to make his potential downfall even that much sweeter. That's just how I kind of feel about it. So, David Ayer.
And by the way, yeah, Zack Snyder. It is. And also, Zack Snyder, I agree with what you said about the Smallville cast. I mean, I don't know if you saw this part of my Shazam review, but we kind of had a John Glover rant because he's in Shazam. And it's like, it's such a bad look when you're. And I guess we talked about this in the Man of Steel review, so we don't need to go too far into that again. Or the Man of Steel watch party.
No, that's fine. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. And talking about a property, badly is not a good look, and not something that has Henry Cavill ever said anything bad about any other Superman? Has he said anything about Tyler Hoechlin or anything like that? No,
I don't think so.
No, he hasn't. Christopher Reeves did it. He embraced Tom Welling, passed the torch to him. He didn't talk about Dean Cain, as far as I know. Brandon Ruth hasn't talked any bad about anybody.
Yeah. I love this scene.
Yeah, the Patsies. Have you seen the extended cut?
Yeah, I have it on DVD.
That's right.
I pretty much only watched the extended cut, except for watching on Netflix.
This is extended part for the better, in my opinion.
Yeah, Integrity, I like Dean Cain. He wasn't bad. I mean, I think he threw some shade at Man of Steel at first, but I think he kind of retracted that a little bit too.
Yeah. I met him. I I think it was the same year I met Kevin Conroy in 2017 at a Comic-Con here in my city. And he was a cool guy, but he does kind of say stuff a little because of his politics and stuff. He gets a little like,
oh yeah,
he overdoes it, I think, and kind of he invites controversy. So I think that's why he was trying to go after Man of Steel a little bit, and then realized he was like, "Oh crap, okay, never mind." So he's trying to get noticed still. I think his Hallmark movie career isn't the best. So.
Well, I think that's the thing with a lot of these actors too. Like Smallville, it's like because they're not getting many roles right now. Because I mean, let's be honest, how big is the Smallville cast right now? I mean, they were still talking about Smallville. That's like the only thing they talk about now. Here's the thing with Henry Cavill. Like he's Superman, but he has other projects he's doing. Like he has Warhammer. He's gonna have Rebel Moon, and I really like Lois and Clark though. I thought it was good. I mean,
I did
it was
too.
good for what it was. It wasn't the best, wasn't the most comic accurate show,
But
I
hey,
don't.
it had a suit. It had a Superman suit with superpowers.
Yeah, unlike Smallville, and yeah, Diablo was supposed to live. I mean, the reason the studio ordered him to get killed off is because he didn't think he'd be redeemable.
I think it was a Jeff Johns thing because in the New 52 version, I'm pretty sure Diablo dies like early in the New 52 version. So once again, ball cap interfering when he doesn't need to. I love how Harley Quinn calls him out. Everyone's like, own that shit.
Harley's portrayed the best in this movie out of all the. Like, she's such a different character in this movie than the Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey, and
Agreed.
I guess she's
her drink is her colors. I just noticed that. The blue with the pink on top. It's got the pink.
Oh.
Do you notice that?
I'm trying to go back.
It'll show in a second. You're ugly. See it?
Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah.
It's blue and pink. I just noticed that for the first time. Wow. Look at that makeup.
Yeah. Well, Suicide Squad won an Oscar for makeup.
Yes, sir. Much deserved, in my opinion. Killer Croc, Diablo, Harley's look, even that, battle look. She looks awesome. Do you have a favorite member of the Suicide Squad, Fat Dan?
I'd say it's either Harley or Deadshot.
Yeah, good choices. I wanted a little bit more of Killer Croc and Katana, because Katana actually, she gets manipulated by Enchantress in the aircut and fights the Suicide Squad. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. I'm excited for Jared Leto to actually be in the third act of the movie.
I cannot wait. The extended cut gives you a little bit more, which I love that Boomerang cutting and running with the booze. Yeah, the extended cut gives you a little bit more Joker, but they don't give us the comic book abusive relationship that is in the air cut.
And integrity, I'd say just Zack Snyder's DC. Well, I don't know. Okay, so I guess according to Zod Writer, as what he said is that the only movie from the Snyderverse and Man of Steel is Man of Steel, or Snyderverse and the DCU is Man of Steel, because BVS theatrical versions DCU Ultimate Edition is Snyderverse. Because did you hear about what Zod Writer said about the legality of the Snyderverse?
Yes, I did. On his I don't get it. Integrity is more or less asking about the DCEU, and Netflix has said this is the DCEU. So I think he's talking about out of these Netflix movies that they have.
Okay, I'm gonna say Wonder Woman, BVS because it's not the Ultimate Edition, Wonder Woman, Man of Steel.
So
I'll be honest, it's
Man of Steel #1.
yeah.
Man of Steel, Wonder Woman. Yes.
Yeah, I like Ultimate Edition of Man of Steel better, or BVS better, but it's hard to watch BVS Regular Edition.
I'll say, I will say, out of just what's on Netflix for me, BVS is 1. Suicide Squad is 2. And Man of Steel is 3. I love
really?
this.
Wow.
I really love this movie, Bat Dan. I really do. That's why I was like, I just watched it with Sky, but I love it. And that's what it sucks is like, I feel
not
weird.
including Zach's stuff. I misread that.
Oh, I did too. Not in. Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, well then, does Wonder Woman count as Zach's stuff because Zach did the story?
I'm gonna say
let us know that
no.
clarification.
I'm gonna say no because he didn't direct it. So I'll say Wonder Woman. Then no, I said yeah, Suicide. No.
Oh, Suicide Squad was in your top 3 with.
Okay, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Black Adam.
I would say for me, it's Wonder Woman, Black Adam, Suicide Squad.
All right, so it's just a little shuffled. Our lists are the same for the top 3, just a little shuffled. Not counting movies directed by Zach. All right.
Okay.
Out of 14 or so. Wow. So you got Suicide Squad. Yeah, I love this movie. I was telling this to Skywalker chat and Bat Dan. Like, it's amazing that to me, this movie, out of every DC or Marvel movie, I never thought this movie with this title would ever exist. And I was searching on my Facebook earlier today, and I put in this name, and I got disclaimer once again. Do you need mental health assistance? Please contact blah, 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 because of the name that I put in. I typed in this word. So it just is crazy to me that this title exists for this movie because it's, you know, it's a provocative title. This word is kind of taboo. And especially in our family, you know, but I love this.
Even Zach supports the Ayer cut though, even with. So
no,
sometimes it's just the title.
Yeah,
I get it.
That's a hard one. I have to really think about that. I'm saying Suicide Squad is #1 for me. Obviously, I think because I'm watching it, but I do love Wonder Woman 2017. So, and I do love Black Adam. So mine might be a little bit more like yours because you said Wonder Woman, Black Adam, Suicide Squad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really disappointed that we're probably not going to get this. Remember that Scoop Mikey Sutton talked about how there was going to be a sequel to the Ayer cut where the Suicide Squad with Will Smith, Jared Leto, we're going to go after Black Adam.
Yeah.
That would have been such a great. And I remember someone tried asking, like, and this is before Gunn was DC Studios co-head. They tried to asking him to debunk Mikey Sutton. It's like, well, I'm not doing a sequel to Suicide Squad with that, because they asked him for a sequel for the Suicide Squad, which wasn't the question. It's like, no, James Gunn didn't debunk Mikey. You asked him the wrong question. He wouldn't be involved in this. This was not something he was.
Yeah, because I remember that originally is that the Suicide Squad was going to Kahndaq and Waller was going to have them take on Black Adam. That would have been wild.
Yeah, I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes right now for Rebel Moon, and damn, it's really.
Yeah, they're going after it, as we knew they were, by the fact that they were already trying to tell us not to ask him about DC because it's over, because he likes this. They're scared, Bat Dan. This is going to be a Space Tastics discussion, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because
it's time for Rotten Tomatoes to be shut down, honestly.
Oh, yeah. You know, WB
really
like is part owner of Rotten Tomatoes, right? With IGN.
Yeah.
And a lot of other corporations. So Peely, what all Peely was saying is true, y'all.
Haven't they already been exposed though with some other movie? So like,
Mm-hmm. I guarantee you the $50 reviews to trash Rebel Moon was happening. Maybe more. Maybe they were getting a little bit more money to trash Zack Snyder. So I'm not worried at all. My hype is still up here. Batman. That's why I want the haircut, because apparently there's more Batman in it.
Oh, yeah. A lot more. Oh, Grace Randolph is WBD, really?
Yeah. A subsidiary company that Grace Randolph works for is owned by WBD.
Oh, damn.
And she's been tweeting. I'm somehow not blocked by her, but there was like a scoop about interesting timing that more Superman Legacy casting was announced today. All of a sudden, and Grace Randolph was trying to speak about it, and she's like, "Oh, they got this one wrong. It's okay, guys. Don't worry. Hashtag Superman Legacy. It's all good." I'm like, you really are trying to be in Superman Legacy, aren't you? She's really shilling for. No, I'm not surprised in Havoc. Grace Randolph is WBD. Yeah. Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, okay, I didn't know. Okay, Integrity, for counting the Flash, and yeah, the Flash is definitely up there, but because the Flash isn't on Netflix. Well, the Flash isn't on Netflix, so I didn't know if that counted, because I thought you said by Netflix.
Yeah, I was saying Netflix, but Integrity didn't say Netflix. So
okay, so if we're gonna put because I'd say the Flash is below Wonder Woman for me then.
So Wonder Woman, Flash, Suicide Squad, or Black Adam?
Wonder Woman, Flash, Black Adam, and then under that is Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I would agree, Black Dan. I'd go Flash. I love the Flash. I love the Flash.
Oh, same here.
Yeah, that changes everything.
And that movie should have done better. That really should have. I mean, we ranted about that.
Because, yeah, it's got Keaton. It's got 2 Batman in it. Like, that's automatically. Grace is terrible. Integrity loved the Flash. My man.
Oh, yeah, and also, another reason why it's hard for me to watch Barbie, Isa Rae is in it.
Yeah.
And I despise that woman so much. I'm like...
Did you know about Incubus at all, Bat Dan?
No, not too much.
Yeah, I was actually just corrected that I thought he was made up, but no, he's from the comics. But I don't think he's related to Enchantress in the comics. That's just made up for the movie. But he doesn't look like this at all. The movie changed design.
Well, Steppenwolf doesn't look at all like his comic book counterpart, but at least in Zach's case, it's better.
His horns do resemble the New 52, but yeah, other than that, you're right. But his horns...
Oh, he looks human in the...
Yeah. Just the design of his like headpiece was very comic accurate. But yeah, everything else was very reinvented. But I think for the better.
See, this is the only line I don't like in this movie when Diablo says, "I don't want to lose another family." I'm like, I think they've been together long enough for them to be family yet.
Yeah. But hey,
and I feel like that's
a Suicide Squad mission might change your perspective of things.
Yeah, I guess.
Wow. Becoming a fire god. One of the most powerful members of the Suicide Squad, right?
Yeah.
And this CGI looks great. Like, what is this, like 8 years old?
Yeah. And can you imagine how the haircut's going to look?
Oh, wow. Yeah. I wonder.
Because not all the VFX is done, so they'll have more updated CGI.
Yeah. I don't think Zach's team worked on this, but maybe they did. I'll have to look.
Maybe because like Zach's team was a lot more involved in the phase 1 of the DCEU.
But look, like that, just seeing him like melt through that Incubus, that looked really great.
Yeah.
He almost had him. Incubus. I loved Rick Flag too. Seeing what happened to him, I was like, no, that didn't happen.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, not in the Snyderverse, it didn't.
Nope. Not my Suicide Squad, not my Rick Flag fate.
See, that's the one thing that's better about the Netflix way than like what we were going to get with DeLuca, because DeLuca was going to have to incorporate like the Suicide Squad into canon with the Snyderverse, which I understand. It's again DeLuca having to pick up the mess that was given to him.
Yeah.
But this, I think, will be better because now the Snyderverse can just kind of be free of the DCEU.
True. And it's funny, like, I don't know if you remember the infamous Sean O'Connell, but
Yep.
he was teasing after Snyder Cut, oh my God, Zack Snyder said a word and it blew my mind. And when he finally revealed it was Elseworlds. And that's what Gunny Poo just said recently is going to be continuing on a third party. Hey, shout
What
out
up,
to
Austin?
the good Austin.
Our
Yeah.
Flash. The Flash of the Snyderverse movement.
Good Austin. We were asked out of the DCEU, not counting Zach directed films, what our favorites was. Me and Bat Dan both said number one, The Flash.
Oh, I said Wonder Woman as my number one.
Oh, you said Wonder Woman?
Yeah, Wonder Woman, then The Flash.
Wonder Woman, then The Flash. Hey, top three though. Let's ask Integrity and the good Austin. Or anyone in the chat, what are your top three DCEU movies, not counting Zack Snyder directed films? No Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, or ZSJL.
The reason The Flash doesn't quite get the number one spot for me is I think some of the third act was a little wonky to me.
I'm biased. You got two Batman, Bat Dan. It's okay. I'll leave a little wonky CGI for that.
I'm going to be honest with you. The CGI didn't bother me in that movie. Like, put it like this. You know how Andy Muschietti said that CGI was supposed to look bad? I got that point before that article even came out. When I saw the movie, I'm like, oh, well, it makes sense for the CGI to look like that. I mean, you're seeing like Speed Force projected images. Why would they necessarily have to look real? Like, it didn't bother me at all. And with like the multiverse stuff, I mean, you're looking through a veil. That's just how it looks through the veil. So I don't see why that's a big deal. I
almost had a heart attack because I saw Suicide Squad 2. Good Austin, I was like, oh, I thought you meant that other version. I almost had a heart attack. Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Flash.
Be honest, I think a lot of people, and I'm not saying there aren't like legitimate criticisms of the movie, but I think there were so many people who just wanted to hate that movie.
The Flash?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I took it as the little comment that young Ezra talks about, young Barry Allen says, is this a mushroom flashback? I kind of got the sense that's what they were going. I mean, not saying too much, but not that I know firsthand, but that kind of weird aesthetic with the bowl, with the chrono bowl.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what I've heard a mushroom trip is supposed to be like. So I think it was kind of pulling from like a drug kind of look. The Flash for Integrity is number one. Wonder Woman. All right. We all kind of got similar movies, but different orders.
Yeah.
Mine is.
Oh, I love the scene where Harley Quinn tries to pretend to be helping Enchantress and her Jewish accent comes out. Because I know in some comics, Harley Quinn's Jewish.
Yeah.
So, like, the way she says joiner.
Yes, she is. Born and raised in New York. I lost my pudding. So Sin Havoc knows where Joker was supposed to show up in this. He knows a lot about the air cut, how it's supposed to be.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was a producer of the movie and directed a scene. He directed Ezra's scene. So, of course, Sin Havoc knows.
Sin Havoc, you undercover. We love you either way, whoever you are. I like what you're selling, lady. You mess with my friends. Yeah, we need the air cut. We need the Muschietti cut.
The Jenkins cut with the original third act of Wonder Woman.
Wait, the Jenkins cut? I
Yeah,
thought
the third act.
that was supposed to be worse, though, from what I understand.
I've heard mixed things about that, honestly.
I
Because I think it was less of a video game fight scene and more of a.
Because doesn't Ares fight her in a trench coat only and not have his comic book like he just is Sir Patrick basically instead of having his Ares look from the comics? I don't know about that.
I don't know, but if it did, I could see like because this was when Patty Jenkins was working more closely with Zack Snyder. So at that point, I would say
there's a Zack Snyder slow-mo. Enchantress looks so cool. Did you play Injustice 2, Brad Dan?
Yeah.
Did you ever play as Enchantress? She was a DLC character.
Okay, no, I didn't.
They used the Suicide Squad, this version of her.
Oh, cool.
Keaton and Affleck are my two favorite Batman, so it is what it is. I thought a lot of the comedy in The Flash worked better than the MCU stuff. I liked young Ezra.
Yeah.
Same. I loved The Flash. Saw it multiple times, and I loved the ride every single time. Can't wait till that shows up on Netflix.
And I think because that's going to do really well on streaming, and I think, and it's, I mean, because I hate it because like this stuff that these headlines shouldn't matter. We shouldn't have to worry about that stuff. But let's be honest, that's a big reason why that movie didn't do well because. I mean, because they were saying like a lot of the more, and again, I'm just going with what I'm hearing. Okay, whether you like it or not, this is just what I'm hearing. But I know a lot of the more conservative areas were kind of more against Ezra, because like the theater I went to in the Chicago area, that did not look like a box office flop from the theater. Like that looked like a movie that was going to do well in theaters when I was there. So I think that's what it was. It was certain areas weren't.
Because you saw it. Did you see it advanced screening or no?
No.
You saw it in theaters, real time.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things that factored into it. Like, I do think the millions of advanced screenings they did, which I have a theory James Gunn had something to do with that to make it that the movie would flop. Because people don't like all these center only thought they were screwing over James Gunn by boycotting the Flash movie. No, you just helped James Gunn doing that.
Yep. And I think that's why. I mean, that's why they revealed they're not really Snyder fans. They were, I think, influenced to support the agenda, the narrative.
Yeah. Well, it's like
that
the
movie
biggest issue was so good. And Diablo was supposed to be standing right by Will Smith, I think.
Yep, they
like you can see that empty spot.
Yeah, bro, I haven't seen as many advanced screenings of a movie since there's not. So Austin, I got my advanced screening for Aquaman 2 the day before Rebel Moon comes out, and there's only one. The Flash literally had like 9 or 10. I got invited to 8 of them, which has never happened before. As somebody who's been going to advanced screenings since 2011. So interesting and peculiar. Very interesting. And good, Austin. I actually saw Gran Turismo actually just hit Netflix. Have you? I know you were interested in that movie. Did you ever see Gran Turismo? I forgot if I asked you about it or not. I loved it. General Titus, Digimon Hansu from Rebel Moon is actually in that movie.
Unlucky is it for them that out of all the people to survive, Amanda Waller is the one that.
The James Gunn practice.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, there's going to be lawsuits, I have a feeling. I don't know if you saw Good Austin, but I think it was it Sin Havoc that was saying the MCU book reveals that James Gunn's been working with WBD since 2011. Working with Jeff Johns, apparently. Never complained about CGI, but CGI in The Flash was inexcusable for a huge super film. The early screenings were foolish and removing. I know. Release the Muschietti cut. We need to see Cavill.
Yeah. You know, the people who complain about Cavill being fired are the same one. Like, I'm not seeing The Flash for removing Cavill. Why didn't you see Cavill and Black Adam?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I saw it's coming as well. And it's on the watch list because I never got a chance to make it out this summer. I was busy seeing The Flash. Hey, priorities. Let me know when you see Gran Turismo. We're rocking out with DC, obviously, first priority. But let me know. Yep, Sin Havoc's doubling down. MCU book confirms guns. I need to get this MCU book. I know Sil Abdul was talking about getting a copy. Need to hit him up and see where he got it.
I love how Will Smith or Deadshot is teaching her daughter math by using his killing people.
Geometry.
Yeah.
Hey, that's it. Deadshot's got to be excellent at math. He's calculating all that.
And this is the first like real bad guy that Will Smith has played.
Yeah, it was a big deal. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Because he never plays bad guys ever. He's always the hero in the movies.
I mean, Hancock sort of, but
yeah, you're right. You're right. You are right. Hancock, he was a anti-hero. I've been drinking.
And I Am Legend, I guess, technically, if the alternate ending's canon, he was revealed to really be the bad guy of that movie.
No escape from reality. Justice League 2.0. Release the Muschietti cut. I feel bad for Andy Muschietti because I think he really does love DC, from what I understand. He's not a Zack Snyder. I will say that. He didn't flatter Batfleck in his costume in certain shots. But I do think the intention was good. There was just a lot of tampering. There was a lot of tampering with that movie. To me, I wonder what the time difference is with Aircut and Studio Squad, because this is strictly like 2 hours.
I think the Aircut's probably a little bit longer.
The Good Family has always been a Netflix household, so I got emails and notification things coming. All right. Shout out to the Netflix households. Coming in. DCEU coming in like Joker's gang in here. Tearing open the Netflix top 10. Suicide Squad is still in the top 10, so it moved down back then from 7 as of yesterday to 8 because all the new stuff that just dropped on today, Friday, is now, number 1. So obviously it pushed everything back.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, and Black Adam moved out of top 10, but one of Dwayne Johnson's other DC movie moved into top 10.
Don't forget the post-credit scene. Let it play.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw SuperPets is number 10. Black Adam, yesterday I saw Black Adam was 10, but obviously when everything shifted down, so it's probably like 11. So I'm going to probably, after we watch this post-credit scene, I'm going to put on Black Adam. All right. Sin Havoc is saying the MCU book talks about how Gunn was actually one of the top contenders for running WB DC in 2010, but Gunn didn't want the job. Justice League Mortal was, I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
George Miller's.
Well, that got canceled because DC was more against having multiple iterations of Batman. And also the writer's strike, too, I think killed it. There were a combination of things that killed that movie. But, it's funny. A Justice League movie that didn't have a bunch of team-up films beforehand.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, I cannot get over this with The Flash, is that all these people claim to support Ezra Miller. Like, these accounts were supporting Ezra Miller through everything. And they're like, boycott The Flash. I'm like, how does that make sense to you? Like, do you think Ezra Miller's going to get a career if The Flash flops? Like, with all the allegations? No.
Yeah. There was obvious bots and trolling happening. I know I was affected by it. I don't know if anybody else saw it, but there was agendas. The burners were out for the Flash, 100%. I saw it. I talked about it yesterday with Sky and Leon, and how it's already kind of ramping up with our trending event happening next week, less than 6 days. Thursday. Let's see. I think I have a banner on here. Let me plug that. Yeah, there it is. Thursday, December 21st, leading up to the Rebel Moon Watchalong. Here we go. Post-credit scene. The reason we are hashtagging sells ZSJL to Netflix. Mr. Wayne. My protection.
This seems in the air cuts.
It is?
I hope it is.
The Flash. Aquaman. Like to make friends. Leverage. Yeah.
Could you imagine we got a Justice League versus like if they had a Justice League versus Suicide Squad movie?
I asked the cast, Bat Dan, that question, and it was interesting to me that no trade that was covering Comic-Con in 2017 picked that up and made articles about their answers. So I think there was some anti-agendas happening in narratives back then in 2017, obviously, to cover up what happened. Integrity says, I'm convinced WBD blundering that Cavill announcement of he's back and he's out was intentional and meant to have maximum negative impact on Snyder fans.
I have a theory about that. See, the problem with WBD didn't realize, though, with that is that Cavill, like, here's the thing. But, like, Cavill has a lot more fans than Snyder does. So they got the Cavill fans upset, not just the Snyder fans.
Oh, even people that I know, I'm in a Comic-Con group with 80 people. There are some people that hate the Snyderverse in that group, but they do not deny that Henry Cavill is amazing as Superman. So they love Henry Cavill more than they like Zack Snyder. And even they were pissed. They were like, what? They were like, I was telling them tidbits, you know. I didn't tell them where I got my sources, but I was like, yeah, James Gunn is the one who's sabotaging it. And they're like, you're breaking my heart. And I was like, look at your director. There's something else in the files. Oh, did I miss something? Need to look at those files again. Good. Austin.
Yep, I remember that. And someone, yeah, I know. And that's why people know if people think I don't like them. Well, if I saw you promoting that scene, that clearly propaganda scene, let's just say I lost respect for you.
There was, yeah, even like big accounts that are make this movie hashtag restore this, you know. I was just like, wow, the propaganda they were putting out around the Flash was just like, I'm really interested in what they're going to start putting about Rebel Moon, because I feel like some of those accounts are going to start showing interesting behavior when Rebel Moon drops. So yeah, it's in Havoc. See, I told you Henry Cavill has so many fans. Yeah, I just watched last month. I just finished The Witcher 3 just to see how he was gonna be written out of that show. And there's no really, it just kind of like ends and it's set up for the next adventure. So
well, I think because they're not getting rid of his character.
Yeah.
They're recasting him.
I was like, maybe there's gonna be like a magic, like the spell, then they're gonna be like, oh, let's see what he looks like now. But no, he's just going to show up and not look like Henry Cavill, and people are going to be not into it. I have a feeling. Can't wait to see more Henry Cavill as Superman and CSGL 2. I know. Knowing that we were robbed of Cavill in the Flash 2, just makes me so like, man, we were so close. Look at this. It makes me feel like Zod. Look at this. So many people pushing all these lies, sold their souls. How do you go around being such a phony? I don't get it. Couldn't do it. Yeah. People will do anything for clout, advanced screeners, Superman lunacy roles. So, Bat Dan, my man, thank you so much for joining for Suicide Squad.
Anytime.
I really appreciate you jumping in. How are you feeling after rewatching this movie and all of the Rebel Moon hype surrounding Zachmas? Now that we have the DCEU on Netflix, how are you feeling going into the weekend knowing that our Captain Skywalker is watching Rebel Moon again as we speak in a room where Zack Snyder is also in?
Great. Really great. I'm really glad like Sky really deserves this for bringing hope back to the Snyderverse fans, and I think it's really great. I think Rebel Moon's going to really take off. It's going to be because here's the thing. Again, Netflix doesn't have to worry about critic scores as much as other movies, because I don't think Red Notice was a huge hit on Netflix, and I don't think that movie was critically received that well. So
yeah, it was one of the biggest. I don't know. Still Abdul put out a chart of like the number one. I forget what it was, but we know that the last recent big release was last weekend. It was a Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke movie. So I forget how many hours, but we got to really show up and engage with Netflix next week. Once again, right here, the reminder, hashtag sells DSGL Netflix, hashtag sells Snyderverse Netflix trending day will be all day Thursday, December 21st, 2023, leading up to the official hashtag sell Watchalong for Rebel Moon on Skywalker the Jedi's channel. You can see that on the bottom ticker there. All of the cool table, their handles for Twitter X can be found there. They also have YouTube channels. Go and follow them because they are going to be giving us all the information and all the leads leading up to the trending day. Are you excited, Bat Dan, for the trending day next week?
Yeah, I'm very excited for the trending day. I think it's going to be some great stuff. I'm gonna hopefully at least have a Rebel Moon review by that day, but something else definitely too.
Yeah, you're in the running for a early Rebel Moon screening. So
yep,
fingers
got to
crossed.
get there early.
Yeah, I don't have my ticket. I put in my RSVP literally right before I jumped on the Rebel Moon premiere stream with Sky. So the way it's working in my city is I won't find out as of now until Monday. So I'm literally like, that's when I've been looking on my phone just now. I'm literally just like refreshing to see if there's any update, even though they told me wait till Monday. So I won't know until the day before. I'm going to try to get in there one way or another now that I saw Sky accomplish wonders. So thank you so much, Integrity, for showing.
Yeah, thanks, Integrity. We really appreciate your optimism always.
Got some new music with a fellow member of Still Nation on the way. All right. Shout out to the good Austin. Did you see his amazing track that he did with Peely?
With Peely. I know he did something. I saw something earlier, but I didn't know something with Peely. There was something.
Non-spoiler Rebel Moon review from Skywalker.
Well, I'm doing stuff tomorrow, but I'll try to catch that. Maybe I don't. So I'll tell you this, Josh. Whenever I do a review on a movie, I don't necessarily like watching other reviews because I don't like to get other opinions in my head. So we'll see with this, though. I might make an exception with this. We'll see.
Yeah, it's a momentous day. This is I think screening 2 and 3 for Skywalker today. So I really want to see his thoughts after marinating it with it. Ladies and gentlemen, I do have an early morning tomorrow. I appreciate y'all for showing up, but I just want to give Bat Dan a chance to go ahead and plug stuff he's got going on. What you got going on, Bat Dan?
Well, this weekend I'm going to try to I'm going to see if I can try to get the rest of my videos from last year, Christmas videos from last year remastered for Crime at Christmas time. And at some point I am going to try to get a review of Merry Little Batman out. At least get a review of that movie out, because I saw that one and I have my thoughts on it. And I'll definitely do my Rebel Moon review. So lots of videos coming up, lots of short videos coming up that hopefully I'll have time to do. You know, this time of year is busy for multiple reasons. So.
And I was just telling you, you had a review of Shazam 2019 recently, right? That was your last live stream. So
that was part of my Christmas series, since that's technically a Christmas movie.
So I actually, I told Good Austin this. I actually, we watch Sky's Watchalong, and I share a lot of Good Austin's opinions on Shazam. I'm going to check in with Skywalker. I might be doing a Watchalong for Shazam 2019 on Sunday. If nobody, I don't want to interfere with anybody, so I got to check, you know, and see schedules.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know some people have a lot of opinions about Zachary Levi. But when I watched Shazam, I had a different experience than a lot of people in the fandom. So if you want to roast it, understandable. But I might be doing some commentary, and anybody's welcome. Their opinions are welcome and valid. So we'll see, possibly on Sunday. But Bat Dan, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for showing up. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Good Austin, Sin Havoc, Qatar, Integrity, DC Talk 82. I really appreciate y'all showing up. The most important thing is just press play on Netflix. Even if y'all have seen the movie that we're watching on my channel, if you just want to show up, I said this before the stream, and just talk about anything you're excited about for Rebel Moons, talk about Zack Snyder, Snyderverse stuff, no problem. Just come in here, as long as there's no spoilers. No spoilers, you will be banned from the chat. So shout out to y'all for showing up, engaging with Netflix. Don't forget our trending day, Thursday, December 21st, 2003. Mark your calendars. We're going hard for Rebel Moon.
Absolutely. Yes.
Bat Dan, you want to go ahead and sign off for us?
Okay. Have a bat-tastic day.
Show up to Skywalker stream tomorrow. Rebel Moon. Peace, y'all.